Almost 10 days after his demise, a video of Sunjay Kapoor, the industrialist, his last moments have surfaced online, which was apparently shot minutes before his demise. This video that you can see on your screen, it featured a medical team trying to revive Sunjay Kapoor on the polo ground. This video was captioned as last rescue video of Sunjay Kapoor. Karishma Kapoor's ex-husband, Sunjay Kapoor, he passed away on the 12th of June this year. And this news of Sunjay Kapoor's sudden demise, it came as a jolt, and it was reported that he had suffered a fatal heart attack while playing a polo game in the United Kingdom. Take a look at this report.
The news of billionaire businessman Sunjay Kapoor's sudden demise has sent shockwaves through India's corporate circles and beyond, with tributes pouring in from across the automotive industry, academic institutions, and his alma mater, the Doon School. Kapur, chairman of Sona Comstar Limited, a prominent figure in both business and equestrian sport, collapsed during the match. Early unconfirmed reports speculated that he may have suffered an anaphylactic shock after allegedly swallowing a bee, a rumor that quickly gained traction online and in global media due to its dramatic nature. Some accounts mentioned Kapur telling the match umpire that he was choking and may have swallowed something. However, individuals present at the match have firmly denied that it was a bee sting that led to his sudden collapse. Sources close to the family and eyewitnesses have clarified that the likely cause of death was a massive heart attack, though the final post-mortem report is still awaited. In August 2022, another well-known polo player, Madhav Buchi Prakash, too had died while playing polo after suffering a massive heart attack.
This can happen as an anaphylactic reaction to a bee sting. Not very common. The question mark will remain whether it was the bee having gotten into his mouth which caused the problem, or he got a heart attack because of choking, or because he got a heart attack playing polo. So this only will be clarified because they are going to do a post-mortem in London. There are too many heart attacks occurring in young people. Intense activity like polo can put stress on somebody.
Sunjay Kapoor is survived by his wife Priya Sachdev Kapoor and their young son, as well as two children from his previous marriage to Bollywood actor Karishma Kapoor. With Gargi Rawat, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Meanwhile, after the demise of Sunjay Kapoor, what could have gone wrong? And this is a question that a lot of people have been asking. In fact, my colleague Abira Dhar tries to decode this. Take a look.
It's quite a distressing video. We all know this, like the caption says, the video is of Sunjay Kapoor, the last moments of Sunjay Kapoor. We see the medical team constantly giving CPR and trying to revive him. Sunjay Kapoor, this is not the first time that he was playing a polo match. He was a professional when it comes to polo. He has played many matches and has won trophies for that. So it was not something very new, but it was, according to reports, while he was playing a polo match, he had a heart attack. And it's also being said that there was, by mistake, he swallowed a bee, because of which there was an allergic reaction. But these are only reports. So we have to wait and watch what actually comes out of it. But for now, we know that it was a heart attack, and it happened all of a sudden. June 12th is when he passed away. It was a huge shock for his family and for people in the industry, in sports industry, as well as the entertainment industry. He is Karishma Kapoor's ex-husband and has two children with her. He was a very dedicated father. We have seen that the children always would spend a lot of time with their father. He was staying in London, and where this incident happened, and was quite shocking. And these videos that has come out right now have gone gone viral, and we see that there is a helicopter trying to help. We are guessing it's an ambulance, and we see all the medical team surrounded him, trying to give him CPR. So it's actually a very heartbreaking video. His funeral happened on June 19th, and now there will be a memorial held in Delhi in Taj Palace Hotel on June 22nd.
Well, what do the doctors think as far as this tragic demise of industrialist Sunjay Kapoor is concerned? We'll try and get a sense of that from the doctors themselves. I'm currently joined by Padma Shri awardee Dr. Sanjeev Bagai. He's also the chairman and MD Nephron Clinic. I also have Dr. Charit Bhograj. He's a cardiologist, founder and CEO of Tricog Health. Gentlemen, welcome to NDTV. Dr. Bagai, what do you make of the video that you're looking right now? What do you think is this? What is your immediate assessment of what is going on there?
Good afternoon, good evening. I don't think it's a bee-induced anaphylactic reaction. Probably he's had a severe myocardial infarction, which in layman language is called as a heart attack, which is actually amounted to what we call as a sudden cardiac arrest. We've seen this in the risk factors only increasing as non-communicable diseases, even in adolescent children and young adults. The earlier definition was considered less than 40 years of age, but now most people consider even in early 50s is considered as a young MI. Now, this is what we will say is a non-resuscitable cardiac arrest. We've seen, the big S's harming our life. We keep chasing lifestyle and we forget about our life itself. Smoking, tobacco, sedentary lifestyle, excess of salt, excess of sugar, these are all inflammatory objects which we keep ingesting. Stress, spirit as alcohol, sleep disturbances. Of course, there are genetic factors and other comorbid conditions, obesity, diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension, metabolic syndrome. So we really don't know the past prima facie at the present moment, his past medical history or what exactly would have happened. But I'm sure a detailed post-mortem would give a conclusive evidence as to what really would have triggered this unfortunate event. But this is a wake-up call for everyone that we need to avoid and look after our stress, our stresses in our life, our risk factors. And in the end, what I would like to mention is at least once a year, get a routine checkup as what we call as a preventive health check. Yeah. It's extremely important that the doctors review your basic parameters once a year. Get your blood pressure checked. Make sure that you get your routine bloods at least once a year, especially after the age of 50, and avoid the dreaded S's. I think alcohol, smoking, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, hypertension, diabetes, these are all long-term killers. Over to you.
Dr. Bhograj, we have seen in the last couple of years, so many such cases where athletes, people who are exercising, working out in a gym, people playing cricket, people playing football, they just collapse and they die of this sudden heart attack. I also want to understand from you, is this, because this is happening and this has been happening after COVID, is that also one of the factors here?
Absolutely. And you can see from this video that every person surrounding him has been trying their best to resuscitate him, but with absolutely no benefit. So what has happened is the fact that a massive heart attack, or for whatever reason, his heart has just stopped. And that damage being so severe, there's not even enough time to bring him to a hospital, bring him to a cardiologist so that anything can happen. Now, there are a couple of reasons why this could happen in young and very, very fit people like how Sanjay was. So let's start with the fact that Indians by themselves, and as Dr. Saab also mentioned, the 3 S's, are far more susceptible to heart disease than the Western population. And that is becoming younger and younger and younger. In fact, just 3 days ago, I had to do angioplasty on a 38-year-old gentleman. And all of us as cardiologists are seeing younger and younger people in the cath lab. This is a very, very worrying trend due to all the factors that all of us know, and we should, as Dr. Saab has said, take notice and do something about it. The other couple of possibilities that are there are the fact that sometimes professional athletes, for instance, you've heard stories of marathon runners. These people suddenly collapse due to arrhythmias. So, despite the fact that they do not have any blockages inside the blood vessels, the stress of the sport itself can trigger a sudden cardiac arrest. And the last factor,
Dr. Bhograj, is it because your heart is overworked? What is it? Is it your heart that is being overworked in that particular moment?
Correct. So a combination of high levels of stress, adrenaline, and a difference in the muscle, the myocardial structure, will trigger something called ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation. And despite your best effort, sometimes you really cannot even save this patient. The third aspect, which is I believe what you are discussing, is after COVID, is there more heart attacks and more heart disease happening? And I'm afraid the anecdotal evidence is definitely suggestive so. COVID, by its very nature, and during peak COVID, what we saw in the cath lab in the emergency room are young heart patients coming with heart attacks. And the reason is the fact that COVID triggers a gene change within the body. And this gene change causes the blood to be thicker and the blood to clot far more than what it was before. So you would find young people not with hard blockages as they occur at a later age, but with clots that block the blood vessel very quickly. Now, one important aspect that everybody must know is that a heart attack in a 70-year-old versus a heart attack in a 45-year-old. The 70-year-old has a better chance because collaterals may have developed. But if any of these reasons, either COVID-induced sudden stress, causes a blockage inside the blood vessels of the heart, at a young age, collaterals would not have sufficient time to develop. And the chance of that person not coming to the hospital itself, as it is in the unfortunate case of Sanjay, 50% of those people who have myocardial infarctions in young do not even get an opportunity to reach the hospital. So this is a very, very worrying trend that all of us are seeing as doctors.
It is indeed. It is indeed a worrying trend. And let me put that question to Dr. Bagai as well. Dr. Bagai, like I mentioned, and like Dr. Bhograj also mentioned, that a lot of young people, they are at a risk of sudden cardiac arrest, and we have been seeing these incidents. I work out, I play sports, but what are my personal risk factors? And people like me who work out and play sports, what are my personal risk factors for heart disease or sudden cardiac arrest?
So, two important things in this. One is what the previous speaker very beautifully explained. I think post-COVID is still being seen. This is sequelae of what we call as long COVID in a lot of patients. It's not only cardiac, but neurological, pulmonary, affecting the kidneys, the pancreas, precipitating new cases of diabetes, hypertension, what we call as postural hypotension, POTS, and so on and so forth. So, I think COVID has really caused havoc. It causes hypercoagulability. It precipitates thromboembolic phenomena, myocarditis, dilated muscles of the heart, and so on. But with regards routine people going for exercise, I think there are two or three important things. Smoking is only increasing in young adults and even teenagers. That's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Unfortunately, it is. Yes.
Yeah, excess of alcohol, and very stupidly, young teenagers do binge drinking. That can be even more harmful than the routine ingestion of alcohol. Substance abuse, we don't talk about it much because it's a taboo, but substance abuse is there. It's a curse, it's a scourge on our society. whenever you exercise, and I've played some level of sports in my life earlier, there has to be a warm-in period.
Yeah.
I think it's important that people who are watching this program should understand that just don't jump onto a treadmill and work out at a fast pace. It has to be a gradual warm-up and then cool down too. Very important is adequate hydration and balance of electrolytes. We've seen a lot of young teenagers coming in with all sorts of symptoms, and their sodiums are low, their potassiums are high, and so on. Lastly, most importantly, is when you are doing some exercise, it has to be accustomed exercise. So you should not try, keeping under a peer pressure, trying to run 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers all of a sudden, whereas your body is accustomed to doing 2 to 3 kilometers in a day. So you have to gradually build up your exercise. But lastly and most importantly is, it is always better to get a routine checkup and go home with no medication than to land up in a cath lab or in a polo field bought dead. I think the message really is preventive health checks, prevent diseases, prevent mortality and morbidity.
Absolutely. And it is very, very important that everyone, regardless of age, is aware of the risk factors that are involved here. And more importantly, listen to their bodies, listen to the doctors like you, Dr. Sanjay Baggai and Dr. Charit Bhograj. Thank you very much for speaking to us, and thank you very much for educating all of us.